we've got, again, something smaller. We're focusing on the little things here at Pridelands. We have got a family of squirrels in a hole in a tree. Look how unimpressed they look today. All fluffed up, not enjoying this miserable weather. They also checked all the weather apps and they said it was going to be nice and sunny. But alas, the weatherman was wrong again. Very unusual. But there they are, seeking shelter as the wind starts to pick up. And I think that they'll spend most of their time just going up and down this beautiful knobthorn tree. This one doesn't have any flowers on just yet. Some of them have started getting some flowers. Are you just now enjoying the sun? Toto, here we go. You're looking at the house of this particular family of squirrels. So there's going to be one male here with many females. It's very difficult to try and follow the same individual squirrels. But you look at this perfect cavity carved into this tree, and there's lots of heads popping in and out. And because it has been so cold and overcast for most of the morning, they've woken up later. So I'm 98% sure that this is where the squirrels are living, and they probably have a nice little nest in there that they've maybe lined with some leaves, and most likely leaves, which they'll just sleep there at nighttime. But then they're very busy during the day, although it doesn't look like it right now. But we've had some great sightings recently with, and it's probably my favorite time of the year to watch squirrels, is because they have to dig up all their food that they've stashed during the summer months. So they dig up nuts and any seed pods or anything that they've kind of buried. But look at the second head. And they're very social. Squirrels amongst their families. Obviously, they're quite territorial to other squirrels. They won't be so happy with them. Look at them, they're all just piling out of the hole now. How many squirrels can fit in that cavity? That looks like a little one, hey? What do you think, Seb? Or was it just my imagination?
It
looks smaller, hey? Yeah, so probably maybe a mother and some youngsters, or maybe one or two mothers with some youngsters. It's a little bit difficult to tell, but it does look significantly smaller. So they'll huddle up nicely for warmth, although you can see that they do have lots and lots of hair to keep them nice and warm. But they don't look very impressed. Not at all. I think there were 4 at one point, but I wouldn't be surprised if more started poking their heads out. You see that one on the left actually looks like a little bit tired. It keeps closing its eyes. But again, just like the jackals, it's good to know what alarm calls animals make so that you can, identify predators. But unfortunately, these species, squirrel in general, are not very reliable because they have got so many predators. So even though they're sitting up high in a tree, you'd think that they're quite safe from a lot of things. But we've been seeing a lot of snakes around at the moment, and particularly pythons, African rock pythons. And they are one of our largest snakes, but also quite a robust snake. So not sort of streamlined and particularly quick, but they're very good climbers. And for a rock python to go up into this tree and into a cavity like that, it would have an absolute feast. So you better be careful, squirrels, because otherwise you might not make it. I actually have been astounded as to how many snakes people have been seeing now, but it has started warming up a little bit, so perhaps they're coming out of their sort of temporary hibernation with all the cold weather, now looking for something to eat, just as the squirrels will hopefully do in a minute. Now, Jay, this is quite funny because with rodents, squirrels are, of course, in the order Rodentia, so they are essentially rodents. The easiest way, to tell the difference between a male and a female is if you look towards the nether regions, because rodents are notorious, the males, for having exceptionally large scrotums. So that's the easiest way. Right now, it's quite difficult. But the males also, just his overall appearance will be slightly larger than the female. But when they're fluffed up like this and sitting so close together, it's almost impossible to be able to sex them. So that's what you kind of have to look for. Now, there's another species of squirrel, the ground squirrel, which has got, definitely pop that into your search engine and just have a look at that. I don't think I need to do any more explaining. I'll let you have a little bit of joy and maybe a slight giggle. I feel like that squirrel on the left is 100% going to go to sleep. Yeah, making me sleepy too. It's kind of that mid-morning where the sun is shining on you and you just kind of dozing off. But it's not often that we get to have a squirrel sighting for such a long time, so I've definitely enjoyed this.